Hello, dear students. Here is the fourth lesson. In this lesson, we will talk about 4 points. The first one is the symbol as a language universally known. The second is the mask, the good mask, that is the friendly masks, and the imposed masks. Then we'll face the tarot card reading. Last one, the fourth, I'll explain you the Tarot Major Arcana. That is 22, Major Arcana tarots, and we'll tell you the meaning briefly. So let's start with the symbol. The symbol is a language that is universally known, as I told you in the preceding lesson, as universally known, no matter the race and the culture of the people that identify the symbol. Anyway, there are very little differences in the interpretation of the symbol in some culture. But in general, the language symbols is equal for everybody. Anyway, the symbol is divided into different meaning. One is the negative meaning, and the other is the positive meaning. It depends on the period of life the people is living to choose the positive or the negative meaning. I want you to make an example to simplify what I'm saying. For example, the symbol of the house has a meaning that corresponds to shelter and the protection. No? In my house, I feel safe. And not only in the material sense, but also in the spiritual sense, because we can say that the body is the temple of the soul. Anyway, if I am in a house cozy and comfortable, it means that I feel protected. That is a good moment of my life. And in the reality, this is the honoric reality. But in the reality of heavy matter, probably I'll do my best to render my house cozy and comfortable. On the opposite side, we have the symbol of house as a symbol of not comfortable situation, a feeling that I am not comfortable with myself. So in dreams, in the oniric reality, I can feel that my house is not comfortable, and maybe the roof is broken. In the reality of my life, of everyday life or heavy matter, probably my house will be uncomfortable. Yeah? And I won't feel well to stay in my house, to be in my house. So we can say from this example that there are two different sides of the same symbol. One is negative and the other is positive, and it depends on the person is dreaming. Anyway, if, for example, to make another example, I dream to restructure my house, probably in the daily life, in the heavy matter, I need to too, not only in dreams. Every day of our life, we meet and elaborate in innumerable symbols, okay? That are under the form of clairvoyant symbol is it's like a kind of hypnotic power leading to the authentic vision after having thrown the clairvoyant into a spiralic form fall into a void space. At the beginning, after having fallen in a space that is at the beginning large, the vortex is wide at this beginning, the more we fall, the more the spiral becomes always more subtle, and the space is restricted. Then we arrive to the final space that is very small. And in this dimension, this point, there is not the conception of time, the dimension of time, but when the vision comes, all changes because space it becomes wider and wider again, and give birth to the vision, to the identification of the message of the symbol. I can give you an advice. Please abandon rational reading of the symbol, because the explanation given by the books is reduced. And you, inside of you, you have all the explanations of the symbols, because it is your natural gift, because everybody of us knows how to interpret the symbols. So I can say that we are better than a dictionary of symbols. But when you read tarot cards or any other divinatory means, that is, maybe it could be capheomancy, let yourself go. Don't, and take your inner vision out of yourself, okay? Don't rationalize too much. Don't say, this could be fruit of my fantasy, I'm wrong, and this and that. No, let's just let you go. Let yourself go and talk. Because every element you catch, every element it arrives to you, it's part of the print of the consultant. Maybe at the beginning of this T.T.L course, you won't be able to see exactly or to see properly, but the time passing, you will acquire, you'll be more skilled, okay? So don't worry, just say what you feel, just say what your vision is. But I want to tell you one thing that is very, very important, is that our abilities of clairvoyance is not pure at 100%, because in reality, we are mostly of heavy matter while we are living on this earth, because our functions, as I said in the first and second lessons, are related to the maintaining of our vital functions. So the vision cannot be 100%. And we can have some visions that can be clear 30, 40, 50. If we are trained, if we are lucky, we can reach more. But you must be honest with anybody, with the consultants that come to you. You must tell them that the vision are not the true in itself. They are part of his world, of his print emerging, but that you cannot know everything, because your body is subjected, this body, to the heavy matter influences. So please don't think to be a big philosopher, or I don't know, a master because you are human, okay? The messages arrive from the body of light, they are filtered, and we decode them. Okay, in order to have good perceptions, to perceive as much as properly, I want to tell you that the first thing is to have a body relaxed, to have a relaxed body, to be serene, not to be depressed, you know. It is for this reason that in the TTL method we take out our energies and we have fun with them. We create with art because one of the problems, the major problems for the clairvoyant is depression. In depression, in a very low mood, you cannot perceive properly, huh? Because your energy is low. Okay. Okay. So I give you an advice to walk in nature. Just take a good walk in the park before reading tarots or before using your gift of clairvoyance, or make practice yoga. Yoga is a great help for clairvoyance. And yoga and asana exercises to meditation. Anyway, I want to tell you that these visions or what you are perceive can happen spontaneously. It doesn't mean that every vision of we have happens because we use divinatory means. No, it will happen spontaneously during our everyday life. It happens that it can happen that while you are walking down the street, with no with nobody that will tell you, you immediately you could feel, you can have a vision. You can feel something that is coming, somebody that is thinking to you, just to make an example. So this means divinatory means just easy the perception. That's all. But perceptions are natural in our life. They come up spontaneously when the body of light is ready. It starts emitting messages. Okay, that are good for our life, for our spiritual growth, for being safe in the everyday life, because some messages that can advise us, uh, that advise us that, for example, somebody is not good, won't act in a proper way towards us. It is all what is concerned with with the relaxation of the body. Anyway, you can make yoga, you can practice yoga, you can practice meditation, but there are people that are unable to relax properly with meditation. Even if I always practice meditation during the advanced level groups, but I can say that there are people that are unable to meditate. So they can dance, dance freely without controlling the body, like, for example, in African tribus or in Brazilian samba, they dance interpreting their movements freely. In fact, always during these group sessions, these group laboratories, There are I make people dance at the beginning, because dance is able to liberate, to free our energies, and to perceive better. That because if your body is free, your mind is free. There is something else to say, as I said you before, about the masks. Masks are behaviors, way of thinking, uh, that sometimes are not generated by us, but are generated by other people, by the thought shapes of other people. And sometimes these masks are imposed to us by the societies we live in. These masks, if we are not aware of them, can be an obstacle to the correct vision of the clairvoyant, because the imposed mask, I call them imposed masks, are created by preconceptions that accompanies, unlikely, our lives, more or less of everybody. But to be aware of them is to be able to wear the mask on and to take the mask off when we don't need them, because masks can be useful to protect us in the society or to act properly in a group of people. But we must be aware. We must be aware we are wearing masks. On the other side, we have the friendly masks. The friendly masks are completely different from the other. They are the manifestation of the many aspects of our personalities, of our potentiality. They are colorful. You take this mask on and take this mask off as you please. And sometimes you like having fun with these masks, because they interpret something that you are very deeply. It's like a bit on carnival. In fact, in our advanced laboratories, the clairvoyants imagine themselves, interpret themselves choosing a mask. One day you can choose the mask of, for example, the Egyptian pharaoh, or the knight, or a knight, a Templar knight, and so on and so on. And you can choose your mask. You interpret and you express what you feel. Okay. The mask represents the manifestation of ourself and our potential. They could also uh, manifestate the possibility of lives we have lived before this life. Why it is important? Why are these masks important? Because they potentiate our our body, because they potentiate our body of light and our body of heavy matter, because they potentiate our energy, our creative and expressive energy. We are not just the same person for all the time of our life. We are basically that person with that feelings, with that ideas, but sometimes we are the dress of another person, because we like, we feel like another another person, another personage. Okay. We are not just one. We can manifestate ourselves in many ways. No limits in creativeness. Okay. Anyway, I see that there is a lot of energies in this character, and there is also a lot of truth, because also many aspects of the personality of the clairvoyance emerge. You can see the concept of magician return again. A magician that interacts with a universal energy by means of art and game. Above all, I said all these because in order to make you feel free to interpret the vision, and to be careful not to stiffen because of preconceptions, not to stiffen also in your body. Try to be free. Try to express yourself as much as possible. Okay, I thank you very much. And before closing this fourth lesson, I'll tell you about the tarot cards. I introduce the tarot cards that are just a means of interpretation, but they are not the vision, I repeat. They are full of symbols, and I recommend you to buy the Marcelian tarots, because they are the purest, they give the purest visions that has been unconditioned for thousands of years. All other tarots are frequently conditioned by the vision of the clairvoyant or artist that have created the tarot cards. So please buy the tarot cards of Marcy to make practice. And I will explain you in this lesson very briefly the meaning. You will find it written on your lesson. The meaning of each tarot cards, especially the 22. We will analyze the 22 major arcana. I have zero, that is the fool. These symbols are taken into consideration in both sides, the negative and positive. The fool, the magician number one, two, the high priestess, three, the empress, four, the emperor, five, the hierophant, six, the lovers, seven, the chariot, eight, the strength, nine, the hermit, 10, the wheel of fortune, 11, the justice, 12, the hanged man, 13, the death, 14, temperance, 15, the devil, 16, the tower, 17, the star, 18, the moon, 19, the sun, 20, the judgment, 21, the world, for a total of 22 major arcana. At the end of this course of T.T.L, you will be recognized with a first degree of T.T.L clairvoyant course, and you will be allowed to read the tarots to other people in the way of the T.T.L technique. I thank you very much and see you next lesson. Bye bye.